Welcome to Ross's main lobby called the Winter Garden. You may notice that the color copper runs throughout the building, and this was intentional. Copper is a theme, and even the carpet was made to look like a copper patina. Another thing about Ross is that it does not look like a traditional classroom building. It was actually made to look like corporate headquarters so that students could stay in a business mindset. For those of you that aren't from Michigan, you may be worried about the harsh winters here. Well, Ross kept that in mind when designing the building with these huge glass ceilings. They let in just a little natural light so that you can bear the harsh winters. Outside Robertson Auditorium is the Scott Stewart Lobby, or as we like to call it, the Horse Lobby. It's home to many firm networking events throughout the year and adds to the many pieces of art throughout the Ross building. Robertson Auditorium is the largest auditorium in Ross, and it's used for big events like conferences and guest speaker series. Ross always has interesting guest speakers to share their professional experiences. There's a misconception here that since U of M has 45,000 students, that all of our classrooms are huge. Well, in fact, classes are rarely held here. They're just for the big main events. And we'll show you what the smaller regular classrooms look like later. Almost all of your classes in Ross will take place in a room just like this and will rarely have more than 60 people. So you get great one-on-one interaction with your professors. If you're studying, Ross has the Siegel Cafe, which offers hot breakfast, lunch, and easy-to-go options. If you need some caffeine to keep you going or want to talk business over coffee, Starbucks has you covered, and it's saved me during many late night group projects. The Tazi Center is Ross's state-of-the-art finance and trading center. All the computers you see here have software for analyzing stocks and portfolio management. Additionally, we have full-time experts that can help with looking up data and Bloomberg certifications. There are multiple Bloomberg terminals here, so if you're interested in finance, Tazi is the place to be. Both the basement and the first floor of Ross have tons of study rooms that you can reserve individually or for your groups. The screens here are perfect for doing group presentations and projects, but you can also reserve them individually up to 2 weeks in advance. To keep students healthy, Ross even has its own gym. As you can see, the OYM Fitness Center has all the equipment you could want and offers access to personal trainers and fitness classes. The Winter Garden is truly the heart of Ross. There's tons of tables, and it's the noisiest area of Ross, but it's great for a quick break or to hang out with friends.
The basement and the first two floors are where all of the student activity happens. While the second floor is home to a lot of classrooms, it's also home to the dean's office. Scott Drew insisted that he is close to all the student action, and so he placed his office on the second floor.
The third through fifth floors of Ross are mostly professor offices, but there are a few hidden gems. First, we have this amazing sky bridge which overlooks the Winter Garden and basement. And the end of the bridge brings us to the Zell Lurie Institute for Entrepreneurship. This amazing center is great if you're interested in starting your own business someday and offers funding for student ideas. They're famous for the Michigan Business Challenge, which provides over $100,000 in funding for student ideas. Another gem of the third floor is the Payton Accounting Center. Named after William Payton, who was a former U of M professor, he's considered one of the founding fathers of accounting education. The Payton Accounting Center offers funding and honors through their programs such as the Payton Fellow Scholarship, MAC Scholars, PhD Scholars, and the Honorary Payton Fellow Award. This center is just one of the many reasons why Ross's MAC program and PhD accounting program are some of the top ranked in the world.
To get the best view of campus, come to the 6th floor of Ross. We are here in the Ross Colloquium, which is the large ballroom used for many presentations, as well as some marketing symposiums and graduation ceremonies.
Welcome to the Kreisky-Blau building. Even though they have separate names, they're actually one big building that's put together. For example, right now, I'm standing in Kreisky, but as soon as I cross this line, I'm in Blau. So the classrooms in Kreisky and Blau, they look a little different than the classrooms in Ross. They have movable tables, as well as whiteboards, and great screens for presenting so that you can come in here and collaborate creatively with a great team. One of the best parts about Ross is that you don't even need to leave the building to get a job. This here is one of about our 20 interview suites over in the Kreisky building. And this is where you can do a virtual interview, an on-campus interview, or even just a coffee chat with an employer. It's pretty hard not to do your best when you're overlooking our beautiful courtyard.
Here we are at the beautiful Ross courtyard where you can go outside and make friends with the squirrels or just enjoy some fresh air in between your classes. And you can also enjoy the shade from our beautiful tree that's been here for over 200 years.
Across the hall from the interview suites is the graduate admissions office where our wonderful admissions team works out of. And here's another little secret here in Kreisky. If you're ever tired of the noise and hustle and bustle of the Winter Garden, behind me is the lesser known quiet study rooms for when you need just hours of continued focus for your projects. Here's the business school's library, also known as the Kreisky Library. Now there aren't any physical books on display, but it's one of the world's best digital libraries. And all the staff here are super knowledgeable and can help you go through any database to find the research you need for the best business reports. In case Starbucks doesn't give you the caffeine fix that you need to get through your studies, we have the famous Zingerman's coffee in Ross as well. Below us is the great executive dining hall where weekend and executive MBAs eat their food, but it's also sometimes open to the public in case you ever want a great meal while you're at Ross. At the back of Blau is the beautiful executive residence, conference, and learning center, where executive and weekend MBAs get to spend their time learning at Ross.